Hey there, I'm Christina Johnson, Certified Transformational Nutrition Coach, and today I wanted to share with you some visual aids that I made for a workshop that I gave this week about kicking the sugar habit. And the purpose of these visual aids is to help you see exactly how much sugar we as Americans are consuming on a daily basis. And when I shared it at the workshop, I think it was kind of eye-opening for a lot of people. And then I posted a picture of one of them on Facebook yesterday and got some good feedback about it from there as well. And so I figured that, a lot of you might be interested to see exactly how much sugar we're consuming and just see if you're kind of surprised by it. So to get started, people a lot of times will ask me, well, how much sugar is okay to be eating? And my answer to any question like that, honestly, is it depends. We are all so different. It's hard to say that this one recommendation is perfect for everyone. So, while I can't give you, it's hard to give like a precise answer. What I will say is that the American Heart Association has recommended that men consume no more than 37.5 grams of sugar a day, or that equates to about 9 teaspoons. And this is added sugar. So it's not the sugar that's found in things like fruit, but it's sugar that's been added to products and processed foods. For women, we are recommended to have no more than 25 grams of sugar a day, which is 6 teaspoons. Unfortunately, most Americans, according to a statistic that I found, consume over 30 teaspoons of sugar a day. So we're supposed to be getting 6 or 9, based on if you're male or female, and we're getting over 30 teaspoons a day. That's a huge difference. And I will say, with all these statistics I'm sharing, there are lots of different sources out there that will say, slightly different statistics and recommendations. So I try to choose ones that are kind of middle of the road and that I feel like come from trustworthy sources. So if you see others out there, they're probably pretty close. But either way, it's hard to refute the fact that we're eating way too much sugar. So what I wanted to kind of figure out was how much are we actually eating in a year? And I saw that one statistic said that we're eating over 100 pounds of sugar a year, each average American. And so, that seems like a lot, but then I was thinking, 100 pounds in a year, is it really that much? So I decided to break it down a little bit. And so if you divide it into the 12 months, then we're getting a little bit over 8 or, between 8 and 9 pounds of sugar a month. And, that seems like a lot. So I broke it down between the weeks, and that means we're getting 2 pounds of sugar a week. Every week is what the average American is consuming. And so, I wanted to kind of picture this visually. So I took a couple mason jars and filled them with sugar. And so in these 2 mason jars is almost 2 pounds of sugar. I ran out of sugar, and so 2 pounds would be these like completely filled, maybe brimming over just a little bit. So this is how much sugar the average American is eating every single week. That's a lot of sugar. It's no wonder that we're having issues with diabetes and heart disease and obesity. There's so many different diseases that have been linked through the research to sugar. And so that's a major concern. So I want to share with you some other visuals that I have here. So what I wanted to do was just to choose a few kind of common American staples and just figure out, well, how much sugar is in those things. So I'm going to share those with you. Before I do, though, if you're finding this information interesting and think that it could be helpful to other people, would you help me out by sharing this video? I think that it's just so important for all of us to realize the extent of the problem so that we can begin to work on cutting back sugar. Okay, so thank you if you decided to share this. So one of the foods that I decided to take was a donut. So this is a chocolate glazed cake donut from Dunkin' Donuts, which has 14 grams of sugar or 3 teaspoons. So if you can see, okay, in this baggie is 3 teaspoons of sugar. So every time you eat one cake donut, you're getting that much sugar. And that's quite a bit of sugar. That's half of the women's recommendation for a day right there. Okay, then I chose a lemon poppy seed Clif Bar. Now, Clif Bars are ones that, I think a lot of people tend to think are, a fairly healthy option if you need like a quick snack on the go. And so Clif Bars have 21 grams of sugar or 5 teaspoons. So look here, 5 teaspoons of sugar in one Clif Bar. So every time you eat a Clif Bar, you're getting that much sugar in it. All right, my third one is the good old Pop-Tart. I know for years I would have, walk out the door with my Pop-Tarts in hand, or that would be my lunch in high school all the time. So 2 Pop-Tarts, and these are the frosted ones, have 34 grams of sugar, which equals about 8 teaspoons. So 2 Pop-Tarts, I mean, think about how many kids are eating these before they go to school. They're, I mean, eating 8 teaspoons of sugar, which can be problematic. So there we go with that. Is anybody else surprised right now that the donut was actually the food with the least amount of sugar, less than the Cliff Bar? I find it's just kind of interesting sometimes the things that you find out. Okay, next up is a 16-ounce Starbucks Frappuccino, which has 44 grams of sugar, or 10 teaspoons of sugar in just one Frappuccino. It's a lot of sugar. And plus, when sugar is in liquid form, there's no fiber or anything else to slow it down. So, you know, liquid sugar can be some of the most harmful because it's just gonna quickly spike your sugar because it's all rushing into your bloodstream at once. So there's the Frappuccino. And last but not least, I couldn't do this without including some kind of soda in here. So I have a 20-ounce bottle of Coke. 65 grams of sugar, or 16 teaspoons. 16 teaspoons. So remember, the recommendation for women is 6 teaspoons a day. So you're getting almost triple that by just having 1 bottle of Coke. That's a lot of sugar. And again, in liquid form, it becomes even more problematic. So I just, you know, I hope more than anything that these visuals just help you to really think about when you're eating food, how much sugar is actually in it, because it's easy just to grab something and eat it, and you kind of look at the nutrition label on the back and, oh yeah, it's got 10 grams of sugar or 15. We don't think much about it, but when you can actually see these bags filled with sugar, to me, you know, that's kind of eye-opening. So I'm just curious, was there any of these facts or any of the food products or anything that was interesting or surprising to you, or any aha moments that you had? Would you just type that in the comments? I'm just curious to know what you think, and if you were surprised by this, or if maybe you weren't. Either way, just let me know, either if you're watching live or on the replay. I'll be checking back in it so I can find out what you think about that. So next week, I want to get back on here and talk to you about 9 of the most common causes of sugar cravings. And I think this is so important to know, because when you know what is causing your sugar cravings, then you can do something about it. And that's so empowering. And honestly, not all, but some of the solutions are pretty simple. So I'm excited to share that with you next week. So if you are watching on Facebook and you're interested in seeing this next week about the causes of sugar cravings, then make sure you've liked my Facebook page, and you can change the settings so that you get notifications. And that way, when I post the video, you'll get notified that I have a new video up. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just subscribe to the channel and you will make sure to get the notification that I have a new video up. So I'm excited to share that with you next week. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to type them in the comments and I will definitely get back to you. So until next week, I hope you have a great week, and just let me know if you have any questions. Bye for now.